Welcome. It's a pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Hyla Cass. Dr. Cass is on a recent cover of Total Health magazine, and it says under her picture, "Woman on a Mission." And I think that those 4 words aptly describe this lady. I first met Dr. Cass when she was one of the very pioneers, and still is, in the whole movement to treat the whole person, not just the disease. And maybe we could start out by you explaining that.
Thanks so much. What a pleasure to be here. We really do need to treat the whole person. Putting a Band-Aid on symptoms just doesn't do it. You know, if somebody comes to me with a headache and I simply say, well, take an aspirin, I'm not doing them a service. What we need to know is, what's the cause? What's the underlying cause? That makes total sense. Do they have hypertension?
Right.
Is it a migraine headache? Is it a stress headache? Is it a brain tumor? You know, we need to know all these things. We don't want to just say, okay, take an aspirin and it'll go away. All of these symptoms are messages. Even depression is a message. And if we're going to treat depression, let's find out what the source of the depression is. It could be food allergy, of all things. It could be a thyroid problem, an adrenal problem. It could be, obviously, a psychological issue, post-traumatic stress disorder. It could be a dietary or a nutritional deficiency. So all of these things are correctable, but first you have to know what you're dealing with before you can correct it. And that's where I come in.
Now, Dr. Cass, your training in psychiatry, do you feel that the training that you got when you were going through this whole procedure of becoming a psychiatrist has helped you in what you're doing now and being able to really get to the root cause of a problem?
Yeah, being a psychiatrist has been extremely useful because, first of all, we're trained to really listen on all levels at once. Listen, to the meta message, the message, behind the words. We learn to pay attention to somebody's environment, their history, their relationships, all of the things that a regular doctor doesn't really have time to handle. And on top of that, the 50-minute hour, well, I do that. I actually spend an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours with a new patient, and by the time I'm done, I have a very good idea of what's going on.
Right now, when you say an hour and a half to 2 hours with a patient, that sure differs from the 7 to 15 minutes that someone normally gets.